Hi and welcome to another watch review. Today I'm going to be reviewing an Orient Mako in blue. This is a watch that has been reviewed many times on the internet, so I won't get into the specs too much because anybody watching this video I'm sure knows all about the 22mm size, the in-house movement, screw down crown, 200 meters water resistance, and the famous date pusher. What makes this watch maybe a little interesting for me is that, this watch has been out there for a long time, but I neglected to add into my collection. Why is that? Well, it's ironic. Living in Japan, a lot of Orients and Seikos that are well known outside are not available in the country easily, and this is one of them. Until fairly recently, actually as of last year, or maybe earlier this year, to be honest, you couldn't get one of these locally. You had to have to get it re-imported from one of the online vendors that is usually out of like Singapore or something. However, recently these showed up on the Amazon Japan website, and it got my interest, of course, because I do like this watch quite a lot. What made it different, actually, being available from the Japan Amazon vendor, was that this is actually made in Japan, and I think that's not the case for the majority, or maybe any Makos that I've seen online. They're always made elsewhere, cased in China or something like that. Now, I'm not one of the people that makes a big deal about that. It's been done to death, I think, the Seiko SKX 007-009 made in Japan versus not issue. I don't see any difference between this and the other Orient Makos I have in my collection that are not made in Japan. But for me, being able to order it locally, have it made locally, actually Orient headquarters I could probably walk to from where I live in Tokyo. It was just kind of cool, so that was what made me pull the trigger on it, and so I picked it up. Great watch, really fun, desk diver, real diver watch if you want to use it for that. It's 42 millimeters, so it's got enough size to be feel appropriate for these days where bigger watches are more in common, but not too big. It's not comical or cartoonish on the wrist or anything. It's got a fairly slim profile for a dive watch, so it actually does fit on the wrist for like a shirt sleeve type office attire. It's definitely doable that way, and you can wear it, of course, on the weekends with a t-shirt and jeans, no problem. So, it's a kind of do everything watch, which I really appreciate in watches. Because even if you're a collector like myself and you have lots and lots of watches, it's good to have one you can put on and leave it on and don't have to worry about. Good for vacations, so you can take them with you. You only need one watch instead of a whole bunch of them for different styles and attires. Again, this was made in Japan, which I think is rare. It's still, the bracelet's very high quality, but it's got a little bit of wiggle to it, but totally acceptable for the price point. Compared to my not made in Japan one, I find the end links are a little bit tighter on this one. There's actually no play in the end links at all, which is nice. But otherwise, it looks pretty much the same as the not made in Japan versions I have. But for me, the most important thing was just the design and the quality of the watch itself, which is great. I mean, it's a great quality watch. It's got some really good quality finishing between the polished and the brushed surfaces, especially when you consider the money. It just feels quality. The bracelet is great. I think the clasp is more than good enough considering the price. A lot of people get pretty I don't know, they find something to complain about everywhere, I guess, and the clasp being stamped steel is unacceptable to some people, but I don't know, people paid several $1,000s for Rolex Submariners for a long time that had stamped steel until fairly recently, so I really can't find any qualms with that. Great watch. I know you've seen probably reviews of this thing everywhere. I just wanted to show a made in Japan one, and I mentioned the fact that they are available. Maybe a little bit hard to find, but they're out there. Great fun watch, very versatile. You can use it pretty much everywhere, weekends, in the office, whatever. You get the blue, you get the black, you've got the Pepsi, you've got the orange, all different kind of colors. I have most of those actually, so you can have a lot of variety in your collection with just this one watch. Great watch. Really recommend picking one up if you don't already have one in your collection. If you do, maybe pick up a different color or something like that. Mix it up a little bit once in a while. Can't really go wrong with it as a dive watch or a daily sport watch. The Orient Mako 2 in blue, made in Japan. Thanks.